that came on the screen. He's 6'8". He's a big guy. I'm bigger. I grabbed him by the neck and I put him against the wall. And I'm not a violent person. And I said, I screamed like I've never screamed before at him because that was so traumatic and he's gonna air that out to the world. My mother, my grandma, and Frank Martin, the director of the documentary, as well as my coach at Fork Union, Fletcher Arrett, all passed away within months of each other in 2018. And those were like the 4 pillars of my life. Like those were my rocks, my cornerstones, and you lose them all at once. And she handled that really, really well. And from my perspective, if this is how you treat me when times are at their worst, then we got no problem because this is the worst it's ever been. Life gets hard. Good. That means you're going to grow. Good. Come on, bring it on, man. Where's the next wave? How good can I become? How many battles can I win?
运动员最怕受伤 ，Kevin 艾特拉斯一度一蹶不振。他加入联合堡军事学院，接受每天9小时高强度的军事训练，以及2个半小时的练球机会。他远离家乡3000里，不能打电话，在孤单又艰苦的环境中，他努力不懈。学业拿到全班第1，球技更是突飞猛进，成为队上篮板与助攻最多的球员。这位独臂球员最后是怎么样成功挤进 NCAA 的殿堂，写下了历史上的奇迹呢？今天遇见你，今天遇见 Kevin 艾特拉斯。
You got the offer from Cal Poly with a scholarship. Why didn't you go?
Cal Poly. Man, San Luis Obispo, I got a call from that coach. I couldn't wait to get back to California from Fork Union. I was so depressed, man. I showed up. I asked for my stepdad and my mom to see me and pick me up from the airport, which isn't a custom on these trips. Usually coaches host you. I'm going to sign with you guys. I know Cal Poly very well. Just get me out of Fork Union. I just wanted to see my stepdad and my mom. And I rolled up to the school and the whole coaching staff was in the parking lot yelling over this phone, right? And I got out of the car and I walked up with my parents and the head coach was like, I'll call you back. And he clicked the phone shut. He's like, Kevin, that was the athletic director. Me and the whole coaching staff just got fired on that phone call. We're unable to give you a scholarship. It was just like, am I on camera? Like, come on, man. I was born on Friday the 13th, but come on.
教练团被解雇了，使得加州理工州立大学的奖学金无法兑现。Kevin 再次陷入失落。在返校后的9个月里，他研读圣经，学习在困境中仰望上帝，光荣地从军校毕业。没想到就在毕业典礼举行完之后的45分钟，教练就接到了电话，他获得了邀请去纽约参观学校。他飞到曼哈顿学院，几个月之后被通知得到全额奖学金，学费和食宿费全免。他终于签了约，成为第1位在大学体育协会第1级出赛的身障球员。
So how did you get attention again?
I started playing better because I was angry.
Because of the anger?
I was just angry. I was just like, I'm done. And people would sit in the locker room, I wouldn't talk. I'd just stare at the wall like a psychopath. I just turned on a different gear.
Stronger motivation.
Stronger motivation, yeah, but scary. My own teammates were like, Kevin, something's wrong with him. And I get on the court and I just start, you just put me at a whole new gear of competitiveness. Like, I'm so done with reality not working out that I'm just going to outwork everybody and I'm just going to win. I'm just going to make it like there's no chance involved. It's just going to happen.
2009, finally, you played again in NCAA Division I as the first one-arm player in history.
That's true, yes. Yeah, I got a full scholarship. I went out to New York and played for Manhattan University. It was awesome. I mean, I got a call and went out for a recruiting trip and they hosted me very well and I was like, man, where do I sign? New York's, this is it. I love it here. So, Yeah, man, that was a huge blessing, and opened up so many different opportunities, not just for myself, but for other people with disabilities interested in playing basketball and never thought it could be done.
Kevin Laue is the real deal, and he has made a lot of kids realize, you know what, man, we got to change our ways. We got to do things a lot better. Because if he can do it, I can do it.
1, 2, 3, together!
I'm going to tell kids the story of Kevin for time and ages to come. There was times he was up and down. There was times when he was at his low point. You just can't quit. Kevin is proof of that.
Right now, currently, there's the second full scholarship basketball player with one arm right now. He's gained a lot of media attention. I'm very happy for him. But this was something that was, I hope he does better than me. I hope that, there's more after him and we just kind of stand on each other's shoulders. That would be the dream, just to continue to grow, because what we're doing is we're sending ripples of inspiration through humanity.
I'm curious. Your documentary, The Long Shot, Kevin Laue Story, took like 6 years, right, to film. But
long time. I can't even count that high. I can only count to 5. That's a lot of
but the director, he had no clue that you were getting NCAA, right?
Yeah.
So why did he want to film you?
So Franklin Martin, the director of the documentary, ex-pro basketball player, a really talented director. He saw me play in Las Vegas, and he was helping coach an AAU team. My team got matched up in this big tournament, the biggest tournament in the world for basketball, against his team. He knew nothing about me. I dropped about 40 points on his team. And no matter all the timeouts he called, he's like, you can't guard this guy. He's got one arm, come on. And every time they adjusted, I had an answer for it. And that was a really good game. He could not believe it. He was like, there's something here. So he started filming me off and on, right? And I had an inside joke with my friends that this is some sort of creep, like I've never seen any for 6 years to finish a documentary. Like, who's this guy out of my house coming over all the time? So we let some pedophile in here or something? But man, it's stressful. I mean, he filmed thousands of hours of footage, and he condensed it into a beautiful 90-minute documentary.
So in the film, your dad left a few words for you, right?
Yeah.
So how does that influence you?
I never watched that footage after his funeral. He had a video, and when he started talking to my older brother and then my sister, and he filmed it just in case he passed away, right? We didn't know. I'm a 10-year-old kid, and they played it at the funeral, and then he's like, Kevin, when I think of you, I think of a clown.
Hi, gang. Well, if you're watching this, I probably didn't win my bout with cancer, but don't be sad. I'm going to a more beautiful place than this. Kevin, you're my clown. When I think of you, mostly I think of you poking me in the stomach and calling me fatty.
在父亲的葬礼中，听到父亲说：“你是我的小丑，不喜欢你搞怪的脸，小告密鬼。”这些话每次想起来，就像是一次次用刀刺进 Kevin 的心。放进纪录片不但戳到伤口，更是奇耻大辱。但他从不知道这些玩笑话的背后有多少不舍。Kevin 其实根本没有把影片看完，这段影片后面还有更多父亲的真情告白，而他差一点错过了。
And he meant it jokingly. I shut down at the funeral. Everyone started laughing, but I just shut down. I didn't hear anything else he said.
Oh.
Yeah, I never told anyone.
So you
I just put my head down. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The first time I saw the rest of what he said was when I saw the documentary for the first time.
How did you react to that in the theater?
I'll answer this honestly. First time I saw it was right before it released in theater at Frank Martin's house in LA with him, the director, no one else. When that came on the screen, he's 6'8", he's a big guy. I'm bigger. I grabbed him by the neck and I put him against the wall. And I'm not a violent person. And I said, I screamed like I've never screamed before at him because that was so traumatic and he's gonna air that out to the world. And he said, just watch it, just watch it.
Kevin, I want you to know that there's nothing in life you can't do. You know, I've watched you do things with one hand that I can't do with two. You've got the coordination of a cat. You're quick. You're agile. You're funny.
父亲还说，他相信 Kevin 能成就更奇妙的大事，不管遇到什么事，只要抬头望向天空，爸爸一直都在。
And I'm glad I did, because I probably never would have. So, yeah, I reacted very angrily until I listened. And man, I cried and cried and cried. I have to walk out of the theaters during that part. It's hard, but it's a beautiful. I mean, the documentary in itself was definitely something to get a bigger message to more people. It was an incredible platform and vehicle to touch so many people's lives. Right now, we have a motion picture, like a Blindside Soul Surfer type of movie with actors in place with a script, a budget, and we are looking to have private investors invest in it. One of which potentially could be the mayor of Taipei. There's a lot of interest from individuals out there, and it would be very humbling to make a more modernized version of the story with actors. So we have quite a bit of momentum on that project. And to me, again, it's just a humbling experience, not just to be a part of the documentary, but to have a movie as well. I mean, that's you just reach more lives, and that's the goal, right? Like, how many people can you impact positively before you die? And that's a pretty cool way to live. Like, this world's better for you being in it. How cool is that? Like, try to walk in a room and everyone's better for you being there. That's the kind of man that I want to be. And so having those types of platforms, I think, accelerates the reach in which you can connect to others with. I think that having the one arm has allowed me to empathize with other people in a different way, because I understand how it feels to be the bad side of a joke, or the outcast, or somebody that struggles. But my arm hasn't changed. What's changed is my self-love and my own confidence. And people have responded in that way. To me, it's the energy you put out. It has nothing to do with this. The energy I put out is what I'm going to acquire back. And when life gets at absolute toughest, even though I'm crying, can I smile too? Can I say one positive thing about the most negative circumstance I've ever had? How good of a human can I become? Because I think it's a real shame when a human being doesn't maximize their potential before they die.
You're a father now. How has it changed you?
Oh man, being a father, it's unconditional love. That's my favorite job I've ever had. I'm a sucker for it. I love it. I have a 4-year-old son, a 2-year-old daughter, and a newborn month-old daughter. So I have 3 of them, and it's.
Any challenges? Have you?
Sleep. I mean, with a newborn, sleep is always a challenge. Honestly, I picked up a couple different things as far as parenting goes. One, never giving my kids an iPad or a tablet. I mean, the day you do that is the day that they're no longer a child. That's the way I see it. No soda, no iPads. I celebrate them when they walk in the room. I celebrate my son named Acre. Acre boy! Every time I go, Acre boy! I become animated. I don't care how tired I am. And their reaction, my daughter Lyric especially, my 2-year-old, every time she sees me, bright smile, runs up, huge hug, daddy's girl. So it's like they just watch the energy. Could you imagine having somebody celebrate you every time you walk in, like, to a room? How cool is that, right?
Right.
So I give that energy to them. I try to stay off the phone around them. I think those are just good parenting tips, to be honest. But I know it goes fast. I can see how fast it's already going, and I'm savoring it. Right? You have that time when they're little and they just want to spend the time with you, and it's hard. It's a lot of work for sure, but.
Did your son Edgar ask you what happened to your arm?
Oh yeah. Oh, everyone. He's at daycare. He's at this really cool daycare academy, and all the kids are curious about my arm. So at his age, I tell him that I fought a dragon. And I won. And but the dragon bit my arm off. But I defeated the dragon. And they're like, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. And I'm like, you see any dragons around? You see any dragons? You're welcome. Things I do for you. And I'm just so big, they believe it. They're like, yeah, dragon. I got in trouble from the daycare, though. There was a call because one of the little girls saw a dragonfly. And she got really scared because she thought a dragonfly bit my arm off, and so she's screaming, crying, running away from it. And I got a call about that. So, you know, it's not for everybody, but it's fun.
Kevin 艾特拉斯从小是在奶奶温柔的怀抱与妈妈坚定的爱中长大的。奶奶总是在他受伤时静静陪伴，轻拍着他的背，告诉他你是个特别的孩子。而妈妈则是他最坚强的后盾，不论他多失落，都会用信仰和微笑鼓励他继续前进。短短时间内，这两位至亲和纪录片导演、教练都相继去世 ，Kevin 的世界仿佛整个崩塌了。这两份深厚的爱让他得以勇敢面对世界，也使得失去时的空洞格外沉重。就在这时，他的妻子 Brooke 如同一道晨曦，把他从哀痛中慢慢牵引回生命的光里。
So how did you meet your wife, Brooke?
My wife, Brooke, I met her at my cousin's wedding. They went to dental school together, and I officiated the wedding, so I met her there. Yeah.
Did you fall in love at first sight?
Yeah, it was one of those kind of things where I met her and I just kind of knew, so it moved really quickly.
How has she influenced you?
She was awesome during kind of the tougher part of my life. My mother, my grandma, and Frank Martin, the director of the documentary, as well as my coach at Fork Union, Fletcher Arrett, all passed away within months of each other in 2018. And those were like the four pillars of my life. Like those were my rocks, my cornerstones, and you lose them all at once. And, you know, she handled that really, really well. And from my perspective, if this is how you treat me when times are at their worst, then we got no problem because this is the worst it's ever been. So it's, you know, it's been a bit of a reflection of, you know, my own mother and her. And she's such a strong mother and strong individual. So she's been incredible.
So how did you make your marriage fresh after having kids?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out, man. It's hard. You know, you just keep popping them out one after another. But yeah, I think that marital advice, I think that if you need to consciously grow together or you are subconsciously grow apart. So you need to actively carve out time with each other. And I think that that is kind of the key, or else, and that's with any relationship, you'll grow apart if you're not consciously looking for ways to root for each other. You know, it's so easy to pick out all the flaws of anything. It's so easy to do that, for your brain to turn on, especially when you're tired, a negative switch, right? With that, you know, that positive bias, if you will, rewiring your neurons in your brain to see like the positives instead of constantly jabbing at negatives, I think is very important for a relationship to thrive. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
婚姻不只是浪漫的仪式，更是 Kevin 生命中深深的一个祝福。对 Kevin 而言，这段婚姻象征着人生进入一个崭新的阶段。有人愿意无条件地相信他，陪伴他。Brooke 的微笑是他重新学会安定与依靠的起点。他们交换的不只是誓言，而是两人对未来的约定，无论高山低谷，都要彼此同行。
There are so many special things you have done. So what if you have two arms?
Yeah, I think about that sometimes. I might be an all-star in the NBA. I also might be a complete, you know, jerk too. You know, you never know, like how I would have grown differently. I think that having the one arm has allowed me to empathize with other people in a different way because I understand how it feels to be the bad side of a joke or the outcast or somebody that struggles. But my arm hasn't changed. What's changed is my self-love and my own confidence. And people have responded in that way. To me, it's the energy you put out. It has nothing to do with this. The energy I put out is what I'm going to acquire back. And that goes for everybody. So what energy are you kind of projecting? And then why are you complaining if you're negative all the time or you're you're making fun of yourself all the time. You're opening up the door for others to do the same. If you don't have that confidence, then like that self-love, that confidence, if you don't grow that through affirmations or, just get to work. What don't you like? What are the flaws about yourself? Or maybe you start telling yourselves the things that you do correct and you start being your own #1 cheerleader. You root for yourself. Your brain changes, your confidence changes. You start to have an aura around you and people respond to that. And that'll get you to where you want to go. If you're all like nervous and like weird and stuff because you have no confidence, you have no self-love, people aren't going to want to engage with you at all. I mean, right? So it's just a point of looking at everything in a very beautiful light and an optimist light. Good. Life gets hard. Good. That means you're going to grow. Good. Come on, bring it on, man. Where's the next wave? How good can I become? How many battles can I win? How can I grow a mindset that's so impenetrable that I'm just an unshakable optimist? How? And when life gets at its absolute toughest, can I, even though I'm crying, can I smile too? Can I say one positive thing about the most negative circumstance I've ever had? How good of a human can I become? Because I think it's a real shame when a human being doesn't maximize their potential before they die.
Wow.
Then I'd be, one of the greater players in professional athletics if I had 2 arms. If I had 2 arms, I wouldn't be able to reach the amount of people that I'm able to reach and inspire. And if you tried to give me an arm today, I wouldn't take it.
What you have said, beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, how did faith help you?
I prayed a lot, didn't understand a lot, and things unfolded as almost if I asked and received. It just never was the way I anticipated. I asked to be a warrior for change. I got so miserable in life, it's like, can I just die or can I do something that's gonna be worthy of my existence here? Like, make me a warrior for change or just let it go, man, because life is so hard and it's so hard and it's so hard and it's so hard. When's it get good? And you know what? I became one of the top youth speakers in America, helping hundreds and thousands of people over the last decade. But that led to international impacts with Uganda, Kenya, Congo, and all over Europe, South America, mainly in Asia. And I gotta be honest, like, I prayed for this. There was one year I was on 186 airplanes in 1 year. I mean, that's insane. That's crazy. But it was the calling. I asked for it. And then I was placed in a position to make massive positive change all over the world. I asked for it. I never thought I'd be a speaker. I never thought I'd get on stage and do any of that. That wasn't what I never set out to do that. But I prayed, and I'd encourage those who have a hard time finding direction in life to pray. Just there's power in words. Even if you don't have faith yet, or you never do, there's power in vibration. That's scientific. There's power in energy, right? I mean, this is physics. So why don't you just put out a different energy, to God? Just try it. Just have that vibration on your own time, alone, and have a very transparent, authentic, help me, I need help, I need direction, I'm in a rut, I'm just floating, I'm doing the same routine. 5 years went by and I don't even remember them because I do the same thing every day and it blurs. I need to wake up. And I think that when humans float, and it's so easy to do now with technology, it's so easy to float, right? And just zone out. It's like you're in a spell, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be on your deathbed at 80 years old, 90 years old, and you'd be like, what did I just do my whole life? Where was I? Wake up. That's wild, right? Just pray. See what happens. Don't believe and pray and see what happens. Because the answer has never been very direct, but it's always been answered. For me, subjectively speaking. So I would highly recommend it.
Is there an NBA player who influenced you?
I've been influenced by so many different NBA players. Dirk, who's a big German guy, won a championship for the Mavericks. He's just, his ability to shoot and dribble, he just kind of changed the game a little bit. I love the mind of Tim Duncan. My hero growing up was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and that hook shot. Obviously big Jordan and LeBron fan, but the mentality of Kobe Bryant, that's the guy for me, man. Kobe Bryant was the hardest working basketball player I think of all time. I don't think anyone would deny that either. And this guy was crazy. He listened to that horror movie, what is it, Friday the 13th or whatever. He'd listen to that before games. He wanted to turn on a psychopath mode, and he would never smile. He was just there for business. He'd show up earlier than everyone else. He'd leave before they did, and it's just, I'm in awe of that ability to just have such a mentality that you can't be defeated, that you kind of speak it into your own existence. It becomes your reality. And all it took was that self-discipline. Steph Curry changed the game with that shot. And Jeremy Lin, of course, a huge underdog story. I mean, that guy, he was a very successful high school player who just didn't get recruited because it'd never been done. And that is strange to compare it to my experience. Very similar, because he's kind of the first in his own way, in his own light. But him to make it to the league, sleeping on a couch, and be able to drop as many points as he did and have a successful career, that's remarkable. And I do believe he just won the championship in Taiwan this past year as well,
right.
Back playing pro over there. So what a great story.
So who is the one you really want to play with?
If I could play with anybody?
Yeah.
Current player?
Huh?
Oh man, I'd probably say if I could play with a current player, it's a toss-up. I would love to play with Jeremy Lin. I want to meet him.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, tell him.
But it would be fun to block LeBron James' shot too. I'm not gonna lie. That'd be just one. I just want to block him one time. Just say I did. I don't think I could though. But
you could. Yeah,
maybe I'll block his son. All right, I'll block Bronny.
Because the scripture from the Bible is out of your birthday, right?
Yeah, that's it.
It said,
Philippians 4:13.
Right.
Yeah, I can do anything through Christ who strengthens me.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
And then you can do everything. Yeah. Believe it.
I love it.
Yeah. Thank you for coming, Kevin.
Absolutely. No, thank you for considering me and making the time for this. Really, it's a blessing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you so much.
残缺的重担、异样的眼光、教练的拒绝和众多大学对他的放弃，他却从未放弃自己的梦想。上帝打开了一扇门，写下历史上没有人能想象到的崭新星夜。亲爱的朋友，您的出身也是一样，上帝已经赋予您无比的价值。按着本心和初衷一直前行，我们都终将找到属于自己的光芒。如果您有任何的需要，欢迎您 email 到我们的信箱，我们的祷告团队将会为您祷告。今天遇见你，我们下次见。